Hello everyone, welcome back to NFT Mantra. My name is Perrine and today I'm with one of the co-founders of NFT Mantra. Ameer, hi, how are you doing?
Hi, Pareen. It's a pleasure. I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you for being with us today. Ameer, I was wondering if to start off you could maybe tell our viewers a little bit more about you, your background, and what it is that you do at NFT Mantra.
Sure. Thank you. It's a pleasure. Hello, everybody. I am Ameer Khan. I am one of the four co-founders at NFT Mantra. We founded the company. The seeds of the firm were laid in July last year. And one adventure to another, it has led us to NFT Mantra, the founding of NFT Mantra, where we are primarily focused on making it easier for creators and artists to take advantage of the Web 3.0 revolution and to be able to participate and benefit from the technology and expand their audience, expand, grow their uh, be able to successfully monetize the opportunity as well. Now, personally, I'm originally from India, Bangalore. I moved to London in 2000, early 2000, 2007. I've been calling London home since the last 15 years. And over the course of that time, I have worked as a technology consultant. Subsequently, I did my MBA at the University of Bradford here in the UK. Um, Immediately after that, I joined an investment bank, an American investment bank, where I spent a good part of 10 years. Towards the end of the tenure there, it was exciting. It was a huge learning. But I think from a very young age, I've always had this entrepreneurial inclination to be able, wanting to do something or the other. I always had opportunities and ideas that I worked on the side, helping my friends and family in their ventures. Um, but as life would have it, I think we all found our calling when we came across NFTs and smart contracts. So for me personally, uh, how I started getting involved with creators and other artists was when I joined a platform which was at that time called BitCloud. It was essentially something started to able to help creators monetize their by issuing coins of their own, etc., etc. It has evolved since then. I have always been very. I'm a polymath, so I have very varied interests, and I like the diversity of the thought and the process. And I also have my mom and my dad both have had a very strong influence on me in terms of design, in terms of artistic. I think I get a very engineering led kind of influence from my father, who was a civil
Mm.
engineer, and a very entrepreneurial, enterprising, and very bold colors from my mother. So that all through my life, my childhood, my teens, my adulthood, has influenced how I think, how I imagine things. Coming back to BitCloud, what I quickly realized on the platform what I thought was a drawback was that um, even though the intention was right, how it was playing out was not necessarily always in the favor of the creators. That to me seemed very odd, because when you start a platform with the intention of creating value for the creator, um, and it suddenly becomes like a speculator's playground or a day trader's playground, it just leaves a bad taste in the one. But I mean, all credit to them, they have done a fantastic job. It has since evolved and become a force of its own. However, for us, I think our journey, we've experimented, we've tried different things. We ourselves are creators, so we wanted to see how do we build, how we go about, um, you know, make finding our way through this landscape. And a very big learning that came across was some of the challenges and some of the issues that we were facing. We found more and more people, artists, creators, they were also experiencing the same challenges, especially if you're not from a crypto background and you're new to it. It all seems very daunting. And some people have even told me that it seems to have been made complicated to keep people out, which is actually
Mm,
not in the spirit of the space.
mm,
So that was a very interesting spark in our head, which then led us to think, okay, how do we make this space more inclusive? How do we simplify
mm,
things so much so that anyone with the skill set and the talent can participate and become a part of this? And I think the evolution came, the ideas. We went through different learnings from both a technology perspective and a business model perspective, which as a result of that we started testing out this theory of, okay, so if there was an entity that would come and help and simplify things, would you be open to it? Would you be just to gauge the reception of what people thought?
mm,
And that for us was the main turning point, because we started receiving positive feedback. So then we started, okay, so this is the MVP we're going to build and test it out. So yeah, I mean, that's it's been a very eventful, interesting journey so far, and we're really excited about the space as a whole, the
mm.
whole team.
Yeah. So, talking about the NFT space, right? Like, maybe could you tell us a little bit about the opportunities that you feel Web 3.0 and NFTs are creating for artists? Especially, I'm thinking about um, not so much digital artists because I feel like artists that are very digital native, so to speak, already like very quickly understand the opportunities that are there. But for artists that are not so tech savvy, maybe, or very new to all this, yeah, if you could explain to them very simply what the opportunities are.
It's a great question. I think what we just have to take a step back, and we just have to understand that this the technology has been around for a couple of years. It's not that suddenly something new has come up which has it's not a technology led hype. What the I mean, I think especially in the last 1 year, there have been a lot of success cases that have come out, either as collections, either as single artists, etc. So what we have to understand is that the in this evolution, we're in the first few stages, where probably the low hanging fruit is the digital is the digital asset, which is a picture, a music, a MP3, a video, etc. I think those are there's very clear advantages of getting your work in, putting it on an NFT, being able to validate that yes, this is my original work, and anybody who disputes, you can present to them proof of ownership from citing them the blockchain records. Any transfers that are happening, any resale that's happening, secondary sales, changing of hands, the original creator still stands to benefit from those transactions, which is something that was not that has not happened typically in a normal real world scenario for artists. Artists probably they get the first sale, a big chunk of it goes off in a gallery or an auction house. So I mean, the monetization opportunities just keep
Mm,
uh,
shrinking.
trickling down. So I think that
Mm,
presents itself. We are entering, I would say, we are entering a very interesting phase of phygital, which is a combination of physical and digital art, as well as other assets. Um, I personally believe that it's not it, as much as it is about the technological advancement to support phygital, but also think it's a lot of innovation that comes around. How do you create a business model around this technology. And I think that is what makes this space and this time so exciting, because everyone's testing out
Mm-hmm.
different business models. You say, okay, does this connect? Do people respond to this positively? um, and it's a spectrum. Some people give away the rights, some people are not giving away rights to the asset, etc. So ultimately, I feel for anybody new to the space, irrespective of whether they are a physical artist or they produce physical classical art or a digital artist, I think it's as a first step, it's very important that you understand and get up to speed on, okay, so what is this, what's this about, okay, what's this space
Mm-hmm.
offering, what are the drawbacks, where it's at. I mean, you can decide to participate or not participate. That's your completely your choice to make. But I think spending some time to try and understand, and that's where also again we are trying to hopefully add value by simplifying stuff and not go not introduce jargons, not introduce um, technical terms, and trying to explain to people in a way that they can understand,
Mm-hmm.
give them the foundation to be able to go out and do their own research, and of course ultimately make their own decisions. As you're well aware, I mean, we had a very successful webinar last week. We have another one scheduled tomorrow. We're planning to do a lot more on the education and raising the awareness of Web 3.0, NFTs, and the opportunities. um, we also have a lot of content that goes out on our social media. We're going to, I mean, we've just started. I would say please keep an eye on those social handles, because we're continuing to, as and when we are getting questions, more and more questions, we try to answer them as honestly, as objectively, and as simply as possible.
Mhm. So I want to touch up on that point. Um, you've already, mentioned how NFT Mantra is a very artist-centric platform, how the idea was really to, allow allow creators to create even if they don't have the technical background and all this. So for somebody who's new to the space, like you mentioned, there's a lot of technical terms. It's very difficult to get a sense of which platforms can you trust, which sites can you trust, where to get information. So um, to you as a co-founder, and also I want to say as somebody who's been in the NFT space, because you've been very active in that space for some time now. What do you think sets NFT Mantra apart from other existing solutions or platforms?
Well, I think again, I feel it is we're very clear on our mission and our purpose, right? We want
Yeah.
to make sure that the space is as inclusive, and we want to lower the barriers of entry into the space. Now, we as a firm are completely passionate about that, so any decision that we make, both from a technical and a business perspective, is driven by that. And how that comes to manifest itself in reality, in how, as they say, uh, put your money where your
Where your
mouth is,
mouth
right?
is.
So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
ultimately, yeah. So ultimately, the way we've given the scale we are at, we want to be able to. We went out and found out, okay, what are the hurdles that artists generally have, that initially when you're starting out, it's the, if you want to publish something on Ethereum, it's gas fees, it's knowledge, security, etc. So we've taken away each one of those different um, inhibitions, and we've tried to address them individually. Like through a
Mm,
platform, you can build. We are building a secure platform, a simple platform where people can pretty much come in, upload their work, and be able to NFTify that, right?
mm,
And I use the word NFTify
mm.
because
Yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah,
just
yeah,
soon
yeah.
it's going to become
Right.
a verb. Um,
Yeah.
and I think so that takes care of the logistics part of it. So we're building
Mm,
a platform as simple, as close to first principles as possible, saying, okay, so if I need to get this
Mm-hmm.
unit of work done, what's the simplest way to get there?
Mm-hmm.
And more importantly, we as a platform, we wanted to differentiate our monetization. What we are increasingly seeing is that there is a monthly fee that's put into place, and then artists come in, they're making that, so they pay, or they would have to pay a monthly fee over a period of time to have access to tools, etc. Now, again, for people who are able to afford these, especially in the West, in Europe,
Yeah.
um,
Mm-hmm.
it it might not be that $100 or whatever be the fee. It might not seem a lot. However, what we are seeing, there's an immense amount of opportunity and talent for people in India, in Southeast Asia, in South America, and even for that matter in Europe and America as well, where
Mm-hmm.
this initial setups become the hurdle for them to participate. So the approach we've taken is, we are taking a cohort kind of an approach right now, where we are inviting applications from artists to come and apply to us. There'll be a selection process. We will select a handful of artists. I think for the first batch, we're planning 10 artists.
Mm-hmm.
For those 10 artists, we want to sponsor all of the work that you're putting through our platform, and essentially give them access to all our tools. So right from day zero, the artist that is selected has access to all the tools that we have right now, all of our capabilities that we have right now, which not yet have been productified, but they have access to an entire ecosystem of what we want to put in as
Mm-hmm.
a marketing, the community and the marketing, as well as anything in future that we develop. uh, and the platform stands to make money only when they make money. So there's no point in an artist coming in facing some difficulty in being able to market and sell their product, and we continue to charge them, because again, that goes against the ethos of what we want to stand for. We felt this was a very fair way to sort of monetize it, wherein when the creator makes money, the platform also makes. So we are taking a more co-creator approach, which is also
Mm-hmm.
very unique. And again, our conversations, and you are very well aware of it. This is something that seems to strike a chord, especially with artists when we are speaking to them,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and which sort of we're very open about. Open about it. And again, benchmarking against other platforms, competitors, and existing real world opportunities, I think they find this very, very interesting. So yeah, so that's us.
That's amazing. I think it's very powerful the way NFT Mantra is literally, like you said, uh putting our money where our mouth is, and it's really supporting artists and being equals in that process of the platform doesn't make money until the artist makes money. And I think I hope that that'll bring a lot of artists on board, and that they'll pick NFT Mantra as a place to, the place to create their first NFTs. Amir, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Thank you for your time today. And we'll catch you very soon in our second webinar and for the many webinars and many talks to come. Thank you so much for your time today.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It was
Always
lovely
a
having you.
pleasure, and thank you so much. Speak soon.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for tuning in, and see you very soon on NFT Mantra.